Hi friends, welcome to Gallant IAS. This is Let's Score 120 Plus in Prelims 2021 series, and here we'll be solving a model question from Indian polity, and through that we will learn some core facts and concepts to boost your prelims preparation. And the question for today is 68. Consider the following statements regarding the Office of Chiefs of Defence Staff. CDS exercises military command over three service chiefs. CDS will be the member of Defence Acquisition Council chaired by the Defence Minister. See, the most important functions of Chiefs of Defence Staff is he is the permanent chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee. This includes service chiefs of three services, that is Army, Navy as well as Air Force, and the CDS becomes the permanent chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee. And the other important function is he is the head of Department of Military Affairs. So these two are the important functions of Office of CDS, and please note that this CDS does not exercise military command over the three service chiefs. CDS will not exercise military command over that chiefs. Okay, and also CDS will be a member of Defence Acquisition Council chaired by the Defence Minister. That's a correct statement. He is also a member of Defence Planning Committee. Okay, CDS is also a member of Defence Planning Committee, and also he will also function as a military advisor to Nuclear Command Authority. Nuclear Command Authority. He will be the military advisor. So these are the important functions of CDS. So one is wrong. Why? Because he does not exercise military command over three service chiefs. Two, he will be a member of Defence Acquisition Council chaired by the Defence Minister. That's a correct statement only. Correct statement only. And here we have to find out the not correct answer. Sorry. Consider the following statements. Which of the given statements is or are not correct is asked here. So one is the not correct answer here. So answer becomes option A, that is 1 only. Fine. Which among the following statements is or not correct? The entire expenses of UPSC are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. The original constitution provides for a multi-member body called National Commission for Scheduled Caste to investigate all matters related to the constitutional safeguards for SCs. Find the correct answer. So statement 1 is correct. So we have to find out the not correct one. Okay. Statement 1 is correct here. Why? Because the entire expenses of UPSC are charged on the Consolidated Fund. Why it is charged? To give the importance and independence to the UPSC. If it is charged, then that expenses are not votable by the Parliament. Okay, that amount automatically will goes to the UPSC. That's what by charged. Okay, so expenses of UPSC are charged. That's a correct statement only. Regarding statement number 2, the original constitution provides for multi-member body called National Commission for Scheduled Caste. No. The original constitution provides for, under Article 338, provides for a special officer for SC and ST to investigate all matters related to the constitutional safeguards of SCs and STs. And later on, in the 65th Amendment Act, it made a multi-member body called National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes. And later on, 89th Amendment Act bifurcated this National Commission for SC and STs and made two separate bodies called National Commission for SC and National Commission for ST. So this is the evolution. This is the evolution of our National Commission for Scheduled Caste body. And original constitution does not provide for National Commission for SC. It was because of 89th Amendment Act we get a multi-member body called National Commission for SC and National Commission for ST. But actually the original constitution provides for special officer for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes. Fine. So statement number 2 is wrong. Since we have to find out the not correct answer, our answer is option B, that is 2 only. Okay. Which among the following statements is or are correct? It is a power of governor of a state to declare an area to be scheduled area, but he can declare this only on the aid and advice of Council of Ministers. 2. The chairman of UPSC can be removed by the president if he has gone bankrupt. Find out the correct statement. So regarding the power to declare scheduled area, it is the power of the president. Only the president is empowered to declare an area to be scheduled areas. But thing is that he has to consult the governor of the state concerned. Fine. So statement number 1 is wrong here. Right? Because it says that it is the power of governor of a state to declare an area to be scheduled area. No, it is the power of president to declare an area to be scheduled area. Regarding 2, the chairman of UPSC can be removed if he has gone bankrupt. Yes. As I say in your classes, please note on the grounds upon which some constitutional officers are removed. Okay. The president of India can remove the chairman of UPSC if he has gone bankrupt or during his term of office, bankrupt, or in his term of office he gone for a paid employment outside, or under the opinion of president he is unfit to hold the office, or proved misbehavior or incapacity. In these grounds, the person can remove chairman of UPSC. Okay, so statement number 2 is correct here. So our answer becomes option B, that is 2 only. Fine. Which among the following statements is or are correct? The Election Commission of India grants recognition to political parties as national parties or state parties. 2. The Rajamanar Committee on Central-State Relations recommended to allocate residuary powers to the states. See here, both the statements are correct. Okay, because we know that the power to grant national party status or to grant state party status based on some certain criteria lies with the Election Commission of India, and they are granting the status based on the poll performance of concerned political parties. It is based on the poll performance. Okay, that means this much vote they have to get. Likewise, this much percentage of vote they have to get, and this much number of seats they have to get. Based on that criteria only, the Election Commission of India grants national party status as well as state party status to political parties. So statement number 1 is correct. 2 says that Rajamanar Committee. Again, committees, important recommendations are important for us from exam perspective. Okay, so Rajamanar Committee is related to Central-State Relations. Sarkaria Commission is related to Central-State Relations. Kunchi Commission is related to Central-State Relations. And some important core recommendations you please note on for exam perspective. You can also quote those things in your mains answers as well. Fine. So Rajamanar Committee on Central-State Relations recommended to allocate residuary powers to states. That statement also correct only. So the answer becomes option C, that is both 1 and 2. Okay.